All right, so now that I'm done, boasting and bragging about the wonderful quality job that the mommies and poppies did at the car wash behind my apartment complex, um, I want to talk about my experience while I sat there and waited for them to do this awesome job, right? So, at the same time, I show up, got some other early morning because they stay packed because their work is their work is quality. But anyway, they stay packed, and I get a black guy comes to my right, older black guy, look like he could be maybe my uncle or something, and then a white guy with his dog, his pet. He's sitting over there with his pet, and the black guy sitting next to me. White guy looked like he could be maybe my older brother. So they get to talking and talking and talking and talking, and they are talking about everything under the sun: politics, religion, everything, but mostly politics and stuff. And I just sat there, and they made eye contact with me, and I made eye contact with them, and I just listened to them talk, and they said some things that probably any other person would have felt the desire, or made an opportunity to engage or invoke their opinion about what they were saying. It was open conversation. Nobody was saying anything, if they didn't agree, they kept quiet or things, whatever. But, I heard the one guy say, he works at an auction place, and the other guys talk about how many properties he got, and again, they talking politics and property taxes and working class stuff, and coming from trailers with leaky homes, and just it would stuff like that. So as I sat and listened, the point of this share is because at any given point in time, with the eye contact, they were showing me that they were open to me sharing, my engagement. They even talked about abortion, women's rights and everything. The LGBTQIA, they talked about every scope of conversation that I normally stay out of. And I stayed out of this one too. And I'm going to tell you why. Because a lot of what they said, I absolutely did not agree with. Not one bit. They felt very adamantly about it, but, I didn't agree with it. And I feel adamantly about what I didn't agree with. But in me not taking the opportunity to invoke my opinion, what I also realized afterward, just me being my normal self, is that those were two men who have some grounded ties in the area that I'm in, and they're both pretty, affluent in the aspect that they worked hard. They're working class people who got to the point where they have a little something, they can spend on themselves and do for themselves, and don't have to be a slave to the system per se. And that could potential great resources for me. One works a car auction. My next car probably won't have to make payments for it if I see this guy again. It's a small area, so I'm probably likely to see him again at the same car wash at some point. But long story short, me choosing not to say anything or invoke my opinion opened up an opportunity for me to potentially do business and have business partnerships and make money and, build affluential relationships. And I don't have to agree with their opinion. I don't have to have or invoke my opinion about their opinions just because they're doing so. And the other thing I realized was that despite how I feel or my opinion about what they were saying, a lot of what they said was true, even if I didn't agree with it. And it might change how I do some things moving forward when it comes to voting or, working, building business. And if I had let how I feel and my opinion override me in those moments, or even after, I would potentially be denying myself a lot of benefit and opportunity in my immediate and long-term future. So, I'm sharing just in case, you are a person like me who might tend to sometimes, feel opposingly about something or not agree with someone or something. But unlike me, maybe very much like the past version of me, you let those feelings interfere with your ability to receive any truth in that situation or in that moment or after. And I just came here today to remind you to listen to the truth, not your emotions, about the truth before you make a decision about what you're going to do with that truth. Peace and love.